this line of work.
In terms of like practical application, like were there any things that you like outside of just writing papers? Was there anything that you learned in psychology that you were that helped you navigate life or like, counsel people?
Uh, yeah, I did. Um, some of that came from the private study of psychology as much as it did from formal studies, but the formal studies led to some of my private interest as well, particularly in the field of social psychology. The social psychology is one of my favorite branches of psychology because it really provides a lot of insights into human nature and how people relate to each other in groups and in various contextual settings and things like that. And I think that that's been fairly helpful in many ways.
Any specific examples, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, for example, you get a lot of insights into how groupthink works. That's really interesting to see in our society today, because if you look at American society today, you see how everything is very polarized around politics and culture and stuff like that. And every issue becomes another civil war issue, like what should Elon Musk take over Twitter, or who should get elected to the presidency, or who should run for Congress, or something some media figure said that's controversial. And increasingly, we see people in our society practicing groupthink. They just follow whatever their team is thinking. Okay, what do all the folks in my Facebook group say, or what do all the people in my Twitter feed say? And people get their ideas largely from cues that they take from their primary reference group. Like a reference group are the people that you most identify with personally. Obviously, for most people, it's going to be like your family and friends, but then there's wider reference groups like members of the same religion or same political affiliation or same social class or ethnic group and things like that. So people take their cues in terms of what's the right way to think from their reference groups, and also from leaders that they think are legitimate. And usually legitimacy is defined as being consistent with the norms of their reference groups. So you have people, for example, if say Donald Trump says something, well, he can do no wrong, so everything he says must be right. Or, a lot of people from the other side of the political spectrum feel the same way about former President Obama. So you see a lot of, if you know psychology and social psychology and the psychology of groupthink, you really see those theories and analysis playing out in real life with some of this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I actually studied psychology in undergrad as well. And I think the most frustrating thing was like about psychology is that you're able to see what people are like. You can predict people's behavior because you're almost like I read it in a textbook, like you're behaving like the textbook, but you
Yeah.
can't change their behavior. It's like
Right,
frustrating.
right, right, right.